Well, I'm delighted to say that joining me on the Godcast is Mark. Now, Mark's not a famous face. He's not somebody you will know, but he's become a friend of mine over the last year. He's been using the food bank here, and he's been coming to breakfast for well over a year now, haven't you, Mark?
Yes.
So this is Mark. Mark, you're Burnley lad, yeah?
Yes, I'm Burnley, through and through.
Whereabouts did you grow up, Mark?
I grew up at Cliviger right at the beginning, and then we moved to Lebanon Street, next to Turf Moor.
Okay.
And that was my family home for many years.
And you're okay with this being recorded and shared with people? You wanted people to hear your story. And so what was life like growing up in Cliviger, Mark? What was that like for you?
It was beautiful.
What's your memories of that?
We left there when I think I was 6-year-old. We moved to Lebanon Street in Burnley.
Were you part of a big family?
No, it's a really small family. Mum, my dad, and my sister.
Okay. And school days, what were school days like for you? Were they okay or troubled?
It's quite troubled.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
Well, we did a lot of glue sniffing at school. I had a girlfriend, I won't say her name, but I had a girlfriend who her father used to own an hardware store. So I used to get 3 tins of Evo spin.
Okay. And that was just a teenage thing, was it? You and your mates were doing it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay. And was that what you remember of that, Mark? Was that a good experience? You know, getting high off sniffing glue. What was that like?
I'm afraid it was a soldier thing. You had to survive, and you had to have friends, and you had to have friends who knew friends, and so it was a snowball effect, and kept going and going and going.
Yeah. Did your parents ever find out that you were sniffing glue?
Yes, of course they did. Yeah.
And how were they about that?
Not right happy. I was allowed to smoke cannabis in my bedroom.
Okay.
When I was about 17-year-old, I think I was, yeah.
Right. And do you mind me asking, were your parents smoking?
No.
But they knew that you were?
My parents were drinkers.
Okay. So how old would you have been, Mark, when you started sniffing glue?
Oh, 13.
Okay. And then you moved on to smoking dope, did you?
Yeah. And then next level to that one as well.
What was dope doing for you? Why were you smoking dope? What was the reason?
It weren't even weed then. It was leaf and rocket, it was called. It weren't the weed you have nowadays. It was completely different. Nowadays you get up to 17% THC in your weed. Then it was like 2%. But now because it's all changed now. That's why my nickname's Bubblegum. I know it's probably a recall, but I used to grow the best weed in Burnley.
Okay. So what were you addicted to weed at 17?
No, addicted to other things though.
So just talk us through that. So, any point, Mark, did you think I'm going down a road I shouldn't be going down here, or were you kind of comfortable with what you were doing?
Not that every week I thought that. Every week I thought that I'm going on the wrong road. There'll be a no entry sign at the bottom of this road.
But you went down it?
Yes.
So why did you go down it? What was the reason that you went down it?
Maybe it was lack of education and lack of intelligence even. And I nearly swore that, but I won't swear. I'm not a thick person, mate.
I know that.
And I've got these t-shirts, layer after layer after layer. I've done that. I won't do it again. But I do. You won't do it again. Oh, you will do. All this time we're talking about now, I didn't drink alcohol at all. But I've stopped all this, and now I'm an alcoholic.
Were you good at school?
Yes, well, yeah.
What subjects were you good at?
Oh,
what did you enjoy?
Physics, history.
And when you left school, did you go to college or did you get work? What did you do?
I left school. I left school when I was in the 4th year.
Okay. And what did you do?
And I went to work at Elizabeth Mills furniture shop.
Yeah.
£5 a week.
Were you happy there?
Yeah. Yeah. I just finished work and I go to youth club. I was a brunch youth club.
And your circle of friends at that time, what was your circle of friends like?
I've still got a lot of them.
Yeah. So they've all been on the journey with you?
No.
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 And they've gone on to have careers, have they, and stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to say they've got big families because they have, but they've got good families. And you know, I've got friends who are the females are the breadwinners and the males are the housekeepers.
Right.
And the males, when I say the housekeepers, the big fellas and they're odd fellas and all. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what they prefer to do.
Mm. Mark, I'm interested to know how you went from being just a user of dope to a dealer of dope. Was this the entrepreneur in you? Was this the guy that thought I could make a few quid here that thought,
yeah,
was that what it was about?
Yes, of course it was, yeah. But then I went to the next level after that.
Well, let's just stick on the dope. So were you, how much were you making? Were you making decent money when you were dealing?
I could have 30, 40 ounce underneath the bed when we lived in the bruncher. Bags open, 40 ounce minimum. Or drying out a little bit.
Yeah. And did you get caught dealing?
Yeah, but not weed.
Okay. So I guess dealing weed, you see the money for a bit of dosh, but then you see the potential of making more money, do you?
Yes, in a breath, yeah.
So you moved on to what?
B.
Sorry?
B.
B? What's that? Tell people what that is.
That's heroin.
So how did that come about? Were you sought out to be a dealer, or did you seek people out who could get you the gear?
I was sought out to be an easy touch.
Okay. And these people that sought you out, don't tell us who they were, but describe them to us. What were they like?
Wank.
Were they intimidating people?
No.
So so how does it work then? You say, I'll become your dealer.
No.
Tell us.
So will you do this for me, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do this for him. That's the time when I got caught on the way back from somewhere.
And were you getting good money for dealing?
No, not at all. No.
So he was getting all the money?
Not me. I know that much. Not me.
And so you got arrested?
Yep.
And what happened?
I got 4 years.
You got sent to prison for 4 years. Where did you? Yeah.
Forest Bank.
Yeah. And that was your first time in prison, was it?
Yes, first ever.
And what was that like? Was that scary time for you, or were you kind of
no, it wasn't
tough enough to stick it out?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did quite well.
Could you look after yourself?
Yes, yeah. Then I could, yeah. Not now.
And did that dealing go on? Did that drug use go on inside the prison?
I did my own land then. When we were in jail.
What were you doing?
I was selling Subutex and Spas.
So this would, and how old would you have been when this was happening, Mark?
This was quite recently. Say 7 years ago.
Okay. And when you're in prison, and you know you've been caught red-handed, and you're paying, you're serving your time at Her Majesty's pleasure. Are you thinking anything about regret in this?
No.
What are you actually thinking about?
I'm a fool.
Go on.
I think I'm a fool. That's all I'm thinking. I'm a fool.
For what?
For taking this blame for everybody and getting no recompense whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah. So you were getting no money, financial reward,
no.
And you were taking the blame for it as well.
Yeah. Yes, I earned my own money. I was in jail.
Did you ever think in your mind, I need to grass these people up? Was that ever a potential?
No, don't happen. No.
What would have happened if you had?
I don't know. I've had to contemplate it.
Do you think somebody would have hurt you?
No, thank you very much. No.
So were you a big player, Mark, or would you be called small fry in terms of dealing? What?
It's funny because the front page of the Bill Express, when I got sentenced, it said Burnley's top drug kingpin has been arrested. I thought you were taking the piss out of me.
You never saw yourself as that?
Did he? I know, because I weren't. I really weren't, Alex. Not a chance.
And when you come out of prison,
yeah,
what's the first thing that happens in Mark's life when you come out?
Went to pub.
You went to Liverpool?
Pub?
Or to pub? You went to pub?
And a game of pool.
And got pissed?
Yeah.
Were you drinking heavily up to this point?
No, you have an alcohol when I went to jail.
Yeah, okay. So let's just talk about that a little bit. So can you remember the first time when you thought, I'm an alcoholic? When you recognised in your own mind that I can't survive without alcohol?
No, it's a bit of a weird one, it's that, because I never used to drink. Take drugs. And when I was in rehab once, right, for my drugs, my therapist, when I used to go to meetings every morning, and you have to introduce yourself, say I'm Mark, and I'm an addict. He'd say, no, you're not Mark, you're an addict, an alcoholic. I say, I don't drink, how can I be an alcoholic? But trust me, he'll come back to you this. And he did. I stopped taking drugs.
So in terms of drug taking, you were taking heroin yourself, were you?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
It was methadone, my drug of choice.
Yeah. So some people might be thinking, well, if he's an addict, what led you to the bottle? What led you to booze? What was it? Was it just something else?
Yes. Yeah. As long as you get high.
And what is it that drugs and drink were taking you away from?
Reality. Definitely.
And what was your reality like? What was it? Was it horrible? Were you not?
It was shit.
Tell us about it.
Well, I've been in a coma for about 4 weeks. A real coma, not an induced one, a real coma.
Why did that happen?
I got beat up in Preston.
Preston prison?
No.
Just in town?
I used to live at Northumberland Flats.
Right.
They've been knocked down now. I took that on 14th floor.
And you've been drinking?
No.
They just got into a fight?
Yeah. No, they couldn't jump in me, two of them.
You just got jumped?
Yeah, in a fire. So they didn't have no lock on my door.
And what were you drinking? Just anything?
Then over there, then.
Yeah.
No, I didn't drink alcohol at all.
No.
I was on methadone and Valium and Mazepam.
And how much were you spending a week on that?
On drugs. I used to get most of it free on prescription.
Right.
I had to go to the chemist twice a day. In the morning for your Valium and your methadone, and then at tea time to get some Mazepam and sleeping tablets.
And this addiction, which ultimately led to alcohol as well, did this lead to other crime? Were you shoplifting, or were you getting involved?
Shoplifting, well, yes, I was shoplifting.
And do you get quite prolific at that?
No, I'm pleased to call me a professional shoplifter. And that's not a clever thing to say, but...
And where would you do that, just around town?
Yeah.
And you got caught for that, I guess, quite often?
Yeah, quite many times, yes. Quite many times.
Yeah. It's quite a story, isn't it?
Treasure too, yeah.
So when the booze kicked in, how much were you drinking? Or?
Well, I had a rule.
Yeah.
My rule started off was, I won't have no kind of special brew until 6 o'clock at tea time. No. And then it went down to 5 o'clock. And it went down to 3 o'clock. Then it went down to 12 o'clock. Before I know it, I'm waking up and I'm not going to count.
And that's where you are now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm worse than that now. A lot worse than that now. I wretched, I'm sick every single morning.
Tell us about your day on a general day.
Well, I wake up between 5 and 6 in the morning, profusely sweating. I'll get to the toilet as quick as I can before I have an accident. People don't understand that alcohol is the worst addictive drug in the entire world, I think. It's available at all times. No matter what time is it day. You go to the garage at 24 hours and go. This place up here, boy, you've got 24 hours. Get beer whenever you want.
So you get up,
Yeah.
you go to the loo.
Yeah.
Do you eat breakfast?
No.
What do you do?
And we can.
Can of what?
9%.
9%. And what does that do? Does that just like
Makes me normal.
it just normalizes you a bit?
It really does, yes, it does, yes.
So you're not drunk at that point. You
No,
just
yeah,
you normalize.
It's very rare I get drunk. I don't get drunk. It's like a toppy off this thing. And
So it's like having a cigarette.
yes, yeah, probably, yeah.
So you have a can of 9%,
Yeah.
and then how long will it be before you have another can?
So half an hour.
And does that go on all day?
Yeah, apart from when it gets so late at night. And then I can stop drinking. But then the sooner I stop drinking, the earlier in the morning I start feeling rough. When I say rough, I mean like I have fits and things like that. I've had fits and that. Sweat dripping off my face and in my eyes.
And people are not daft. They're going to notice you shine. How did you get that?
That was a friend, or a so-called friend.
What happened there?
I stopped him and his brother from fighting.
Yeah.
And he ended up turning on me.
And Mark, when you stop at night and your head hits the pillow, what are you thinking about?
My head doesn't hit the pillow.
You're done.
No, that's very rare actually.
So you're just in the armchair here or something? Or?
No, I'm in the bed. In the bed, but I don't sleep. I just don't sleep at all. If I have an hour a night, I'm happy. I'm over the moon. Just an hour.
And how do you spend your days?
Walking here, there, and everywhere. I go to the barber shop a lot. A friend who owns it.
And how many proper true friends do you think you've got that you really can trust and rely on?
Probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Are they users? Are they addicts?
No.
And you've got family? Got kids? Why are you shrugging?
I've got between me and her, we've got 19 kids and grandkids. 19 twins.
What's your relationship like with your kids?
My son's, my real son's in jail. HMP Liverpool. My daughter's in New York. I'm living in Lodge. She's proper posh. My other daughter's in Preston, called Brooke. My mother and father, they're in Cleveland. They're in a big static caravan. Just managed to in order to get in touch with them. I've been in touch with them for years.
You haven't?
No, years.
Do you miss them?
Yeah, of course I do. My mum, my best friend.
What stops you getting in touch with your mum and dad?
I don't know, I don't know.
Mark, I've just noticed you've got a 9% behind your ear.
Yes.
Is that that's the ode to your addiction?
Three of us in Burnley had it, yes. It's just 9%. It's a special brew. So me, Aston and Tez, we all had it done. And you know what they did? Well, his tattoos done. They've lowered the alcohol content to 8.5. All got 9% on the neck. We're fuming.
And when you think about your lad being in prison, what does that do to you? Is that difficult for you to deal with, or?
No. He's a bit of a rapper. I think he's done it on purpose. I don't know if it's sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to their status.
Yeah. And what about the future, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about the future? Is your life just about existing?
Yes. Easy.
It's not easy, is it? You and I have had some conversations where you've said you feel like you're going under.
I've been drowning a few times. I have done.
Do you think you could ever get clean?
No. If I did, I'd end up dying, I think. I think my body's... I got told when I was a 26-year-old by Dr. Crumble, you'll never reach 30. I'm 55. I'm still being a soldier. No, no T-shirt or for that, but...
Would you like to be clean?
No.
You
no,
wouldn't?
I don't think so, no.
Why?
To say, like, if you stop drinking and smoking, you'll live another 15 years. But then I heard this in the background. But then the last 15 years will be piss boring. That's the mindset I'm at now, I think.
Do you feel like you've created a world that you can manage?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not saying, I don't mean to say you're happy, but you've created a world that you can exist in, and that's the goal, is it? Just to exist?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, at the moment, yeah.
When was the last time you felt happy and content about life? Do you remember?
Probably just under a year ago. A friend who got killed on his motorbike down Old Street.
Yeah.
Lewis. Yeah, it's his anniversary on the
next week.
Yeah, it is, yes. Well, we're all going. I mean, I miss that midget old bastard so much in life. And there's only we could call him. Even my bro, he was.
But you were content in his relationship with you?
Oh, yeah, we're bros. We're probably good friends. Yeah.
So Lewis died in a road accident just before Christmas last year, and everybody on the estate and the local area was aware. And there's a big memorial coming up. And you've been homeless in your life?
Yeah, of course I have.
Tell us about living without a home.
Well, saying homeless, I lived in a Tregenna Castle down in Cornwall, St. Ards, and it was it used to be a cottage built in the grounds of the castle, and some of the roof had been knocked in with the JCB, so no squash could go in. That's boarded it all up, very perfect. Stopped in there for about a year. Tregenna Castle.
Hmm. And how do you find people are towards you? You know, when you're inebriated or you've been in a bit of a mess. It's just
That's a lot to me, that. I get judged all the time.
Tell me about being judged.
I don't mind me, and I don't mind. People can think of me what they want to think about me. I am what I am. Shall I be?
Are you a bad person?
No, I'm definitely not that person, not that much.
Do you regret dealing drugs?
No.
Why don't you? Some people will go, well, he's not asking for any forgiveness there. Why do you not? No, why do you not regret dealing drugs?
Because I have never dealt any drugs to anybody who didn't want them in the first place. That's as simple as that, I think. You know. I have put your arm at your back and said, here.
No, I haven't. But you accept that drugs, well, you've said it yourself, alcohol is a terrible blight on society and people.
Yes, it is definitely.
What would you, if there was a way to stop it, what would you say? Is there a way? Is it a case of stop the shops up in 24 hours? It's. I think what you said is really interesting about booze because it is so. It's legal and it's so readily available.
If you stop all the shops, so we can't have 24-hour alcohol consumption, all that happen then is you get more burglary consumption. People are burgling shops and that, and they can't get no beer and they're alcoholics and they need it. Winter through, simple as that. That's all happened.
Mm. And places that help you, what is there out there that help you?
Well, I asked for help when I lived in Padiham. I asked for help with my doctor, and he tried ringing up Inspire. And his doctor said to him, he said, I can tell you I'm going to drink today. Can't smell alcohol or anything on him. But we'll tell him after 3 weeks to ring us back up so we know he's dedicated to stop drinking. Well, I think after 3 weeks, you've stopped drinking. So, do you know what the doctor said? He said, I can't believe you're locked down there. He slammed the phone down and he gave me prescriptions to me, Librium, to wear out well that.
So for you to get rehab, you have to show a period of
of
dryness.
Inspire, yes. Yeah.
And what's in recent, say in the last 2 years, Mark, what's the longest you've been, other than the night hours, what's the longest you've been without absolutely feeling I need a beer? Is it literally hours?
Yeah, really literally.
So there is no prospect of you getting through 24 hours?
No.
Really?
Well, I go out walking.
And any other services, like mental health services?
No, I haven't got mental health problems. I really think I had, but I haven't.
Well, it's not that I don't think. I just think what you've been through, your life is.
Yeah.
Mark, you've got one of those extraordinarily beautiful faces that tells 1,000 stories.
Yeah, but it does now.
Well, yeah, it did anyway. But so what does the future hold? More of the same?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. Another snowball effect, rolling.
And you don't at this time. You don't feel like you want to get clean.
See, you say clean, that's
off the booze.
Yes, it's totally different thing to me when you say please.
So yeah. But you'd like to get dry, or not? You don't?
Don't think so, no.
Is it because you're frightened of what that life might look like on the other side of alcoholism?
No, because I don't want boredom.
Yeah. You think you'd be bored?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I really do, Alex. Yes, I do.
Yeah. And people who might watch this, particularly young people, maybe students who think about booze and alcohol consumption, what would you say to young people about it?
Oh, right. See, this is where the lines are crossing now between drug addiction and alcoholism.
Yeah, tell us.
They actually cross over now, they do at some point.
Yeah.
And that's why you'll get rid of one.
Yeah.
And swap it for the other. But then in the outcome, it all ends up the same. You've got some crazy addiction. I mean, used to be in the 60s, every housewife was addicted to Valium.
Yeah.
They were doing them out for that sweets.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you start taking them, the winning them up, start having fits on floor, man. Not with volume. Now we finish now then. It's funny we should be talking like this because I do actually need to go and have a chat.
That's all right. Mark needs a beer.
Sorry,
But,
Doug.
you know, Mark, we've got to know each other a little bit over the last year,
Yes, we have.
and you're,
Very well,
you know, I think a lot of you, and I'm really grateful for you being honest and just telling us about your life and the experience of addiction. And thanks for coming on the Godcast. Thank you. God bless.
Welcome, my friend. Cool. And you, my friend, thank you. Peace out.